Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Futurist Podcast, where we dive into insights, reflections, and visions for the future. This is your insightful host, Miss Lesego Montsho. And in today's episode, I'm excited to explore with you the invaluable lessons from the past year 2023. This time around, we are seeking to embrace the new year with renewed aspirations and foresight. My amazing visionaries, as the year draws to a close, I want you to remember this quote. Someone who does not reflect on the year that's passed is destined to repeat it. So, I want us to prioritize reflection. I want us to prioritize learning. And I want us to prioritize growth as we transition into the new year 2024. Now, without wasting any time, let us dive into the lessons that we have drawn in the year that just ended, 2023. The first lesson, my amazing people, that I have realized in year 2023 is that results do not show up immediately. Instead, results show up in a 5-year window. When you reflect on the past year, or when I reflect in the past year, I'm reminded that our present circumstances are often a culmination of decisions that were made years ago. It's a timely reminder that the journey to accomplishment is a long-term journey. What we are sowing today may not grow or manifest immediately. Therefore, patience is very important. Patience is essential because progress takes time. Cultivating a vision for the future is pivotal as it sets the trajectory for our actions in the next 5 years as we are getting into the new year 2024. This is my word to you. If you are planning on working on a new project or a new path or a new journey or a new endeavor, this is a kind reminder from myself that results show up in a 5-year window. So as you start your new journey, be patient with yourself. Know that you are just in your first year of starting such a journey, and you will have 4 more years until you start to see the results of that which you have started. So, cultivating a vision for the future is very crucial, as it will help you to be able to walk through this journey knowing that it's a process and it takes time. However, as you move step by step, at the end of the day, you are going to accomplish that which you want to accomplish. Amazing futurists. Now I want to take you through our second lesson that we learned in the year 2023. In 2023, my amazing people, I learned that when you double your efforts, you will eventually double the outcomes that you attain. This is what we need to understand. In the pursuit of our dreams, our efforts are the driving force. The difference between the ordinary and extraordinary outcomes depends on the effort that you put in. If you want just average results, you are going to have to put average effort. But if you want extraordinary results, you are most definitely going to need to put an extra mile. You're most definitely going to need to put more effort. You're most definitely going to need to double the efforts that you put in that which you want to reap from. Understanding that doubling our efforts significantly impacts the results is something that is very empowering. So, my amazing people, as the captains of your respective pursuits and endeavors, you do not only amplify the outcomes, but you simultaneously accelerate your journey towards the envisioned future that you have in your mind. So that is why it is very, very important that we learn and we normalize doubling our efforts. Moving on to the third lesson that I learned in the past year 2023. My amazing visionaries. What you focus on, as we already know, expands. But on the contrary, what you do not focus on goes down or washes down. So you're going to agree with me that in this world that we live in today, where there's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of noise in the social media streets, focus is something that is very rare in today's time. And I'm here to remind you that focusing on the essential matters is key, especially when you are in the creative industry, especially when you are in the business industry, especially when you are in the innovative industry or innovation space. It's easy to get swayed by the superficial life that you see on social media. It's easy to get swayed away by the likes, followers, what's trending, the headlines in these social media spaces. Yet, do not make the mistake of neglecting the process of building your skills. Do not neglect the process of making or creating meaningful content like this one that you're listening to. Because if you do not do that, if you lose the focus, everything that you are trying to build will go down. We have seen in these streets of social media that we have influencers. We have people who have likes, who have followers, whereas they have zero substance. They have nothing of value to add to people's lives. They have nothing valuable to teach people. They have nothing empowering to add into the lives of people. There's only a few exceptions of people who are truly living meaningful impact in other people's lives. But majority, as of today, the social media streets are full of people who have zero substance. And these people do not have what we call focus. And as they are going down, they're taking everyone with them. They're taking all these multitudes that are following them. It's the blind leading blind situation. So, as we wrap up the year 2023, as we walk into this new year 2024, I want to remind you that let us prioritize substance over superficiality, so that we are able to foster genuine growth and success. So that is the lesson that I have learned in the year 2023. My people, I want us to now move into the fourth lesson that I've learned in year 2023. In 2023, I learned that life is a continuous journey of upgrading. In life, you need to upgrade your health. You need to upgrade your relationships. You need to upgrade your work life. Because as humans, we derive purpose from growth. Therefore, whenever you make progress, it comes with a great feeling and a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment. So, our holistic growth encompasses of these aspects that I just talked about: health, wealth, work life, relationships, and even personal development. Therefore, we need to focus on making sure that we progress in each area so that we can nurture a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment in our lives. At the end, when we embrace continuous improvement in our life and these aspects or facets of our life, this will give us continuous improvement. This will foster purpose and eventually to propel us towards a fulfilling life. The next lesson that I learned in the just ended year 2023 is that we need to stop working on anything that is less than the big deal. My amazing visionaries, my friends, the biggest deal for this year has been around the concept of focus, just as I mentioned earlier. Whatever you focus on materializes. And in the same length, when you focus on the wrong things, it can cost you time, money, and even your energy. So, as we come to a closure of 2023, I need us to channel our efforts into the things that will bring us value, into the things that will make us better people. Let us direct our focus purposefully to ensure that we achieve impactful results in our life. Amazing futurists, amazing visionaries. The next lesson that I learned in the just ended year 2023 is that we tend to look at people and see some potential in them. And then we run into conclusions of thinking that the potential that we see in them is actually existent. But the truth is that the potential that we see in other people is just a perceived potential. It's all in our mind. It's not the reality. This is what you need to understand about potential. What you see in other people that you describe as I see potential in so and so is not actually potential. What you are seeing is just your mind envisioning what you could do if you were in that person's position. So in this year 2024, we need to understand that our perceived potential of others is simply a reflection of our own expectations. And if you can see that what you think of as potential in someone is just you projecting your expectations in them, you will be liberated. So after learning this in 2023, I came to a realization that there's no need to push people to live up to their potential, because to begin with, potential is something that does not exist in people. There's no such a thing as potential in people. What we think of as potential is simply what we would do if we were in that position. So the people that you think have potential, they don't have potential. They don't have the potential that you see in them. It's just all in your mind. The moment you have this realization, you will have liberation. Your mind will be liberated. How you look at people around you will change. You will not push anyone to live up to their potential, because you will realize that not everyone wants the kind of growth or aspirations that you expect of yourself. Therefore, you are better off just accepting people for who they are and embracing them for who they are without projecting your ambitions onto them, so that at the end of the day you can foster healthier relationships with people. Because I've learned this myself, that the moment you project what you perceive as potential in people and you start to push them to live up to that, there's going to be a tension between you and the people that you think you see potential in. The solution to this is to accept people as they are, is to understand that we are not the same, is to understand that some people are just okay being the way they are, remaining where they are. If they don't want to move, it's okay. Just accept that that's who they are and they're okay where they are. Once you do that, accepting people for who they are, then you will be liberated. And that's a very important lesson that I learned in the year 2023. Now let's move to the 7th lesson that I learned in the year 2023. My amazing friends, 2023 has taught me that it's either you move from an environment that you do not like, or you shape that environment to match the rhythm or the beat of your song. It's simple as that. Our environments play a significant role in who we become. Our environments significantly influence our experiences. Our environments play a big role in what we become. And you have two options. It's either you relocate if you're not happy with your environment, or you stop complaining and you infuse yourself in your current environment to make it work for you. So, adapting to your environment and proactively shaping it or infusing yourself into that environment will allow you for better integration and acceptance. At the same time, you will learn to engage with your people, the people in your environment. You will start to know the ins and outs of your environment and the people that are within that environment. This is what you need to know. When you know the people in your environment, or when the people in your environment know you, they treat you better. And the only way for them to know you is when you make an effort to know them. In 2024, make sure you know your environment, you know the people in your environment, you understand your environment, and you learn it, you study it and see how you can make it work for you. If you cannot do that, move to a new environment, relocate to an environment that aligns well with what you want to be and what you want to become. That is one of the most crucial lessons that I've learned in the year 2023. And the next lesson, my amazing people, is that I learned that everyone has a personal brand. We all have a personal brand. Myself here, Lesego Montsho, I have a personal brand. You, as a fellow visionary, you have your personal brand. However, we need to understand that when it comes to a personal brand, you don't leave anything to chance, or you don't allow yourself to just live without having clarity on what your brand is, or how your brand looks like, or how you want your brand to look like. Otherwise, people will make up their stories about who you are, and that will become your brand. So when it comes to personal brand, you need to realize and vocalize how you want people to see you and how you want them to address you. So in 2024, amazing futurists, fellow visionaries, I need you to learn to take charge of your narrative, how you are perceived by people. You need to articulate your desired identity to people so that they know how to address you. You need to proactively shape your personal brand in a way that ensures authenticity in how you are recognized and addressed. For instance, I have realized that most people that I interact with, most people who know me, whether it's from my alma mater, whether it's my friends who already know me, whether it's people from social media, every time I meet people who know me in malls or in public places, the first question they ask me is that, are you in Botswana? We thought you are not around. We thought you were in France. We thought you were in this place. We thought you were abroad. We thought this. And the more people I met who every time I meet, they ask me if I'm still in Botswana, made me to realize that I've built my brand to be recognized as someone who is a global citizen, as someone who operates on a global level. And that is what people see when they see me. When they see me, they know this is a global visionary, this is a global futurist, this is someone whose mind is operating on a global level. And that boils down to that issue of having a personal brand. How we are perceived by people, looking us and identifying us a certain way, goes back to how we articulate that identity to people. So in 2024, I need you to know that you need to articulate it, you need to voice it out to people on how you want them to address you. Do it early and people will accept it and address you accordingly. My amazing friend, as we are coming close to wrapping up our episode, one of the lessons that I learned in 2023 is that it's very important to set what we call anti-goals. Have you ever heard of something called anti-goals? Anti-goals is just the same way that we have in a clock system, we have clockwise and we have anti-clockwise. In religion, we have Christ and we have anti-Christ. That's just that. The opposite of goals, anti-goals. So every year as people, we tend to set goals for the coming year. I'm sure many of you have already set goals for this year 2024. But it's important that as we set our goals, we also set our anti-goals. These are things that you want to avoid in pursuing your goals. Do you hear that? Anti-goals are things that you want to avoid while you are in pursuit of your goals. Often we tend to focus solely on our goals without considering the potential pitfalls. So the moment you take a step and you create anti-goals, you identify things that you need to avoid, you look at a holistic picture, and you try to achieve your aspirations while at the same time safeguarding yourself against any potential setbacks. This contributes massively to making sure that you have a balanced journey while pursuing your goals and objectives for the year. So this is one of the crucial lessons that I've learned in year 2023. Slowly but surely we are coming towards the end of our episode, and there's no how I can talk about important lessons in 2023 without talking about this one. And you know it because it's the theme of my life in this year that just ended, 2023. And even in 2024, I'll walk with it. It will remain the theme of my life in 2024. The lesson that I learned, the most important, the first and foremost lesson is that we need to put God first. In 2023, I made a decision. I was intentional about it, that I'm going to prioritize my faith and trust in God by profoundly making sure that in all that I do, my journey incorporates acknowledging the importance of spirituality that comes from knowing and trusting God. And in doing that, following that path has brought forth unforeseen blessings and guidance in my life. This is the most amazing decision that I've made in my life in 2023. Placing God at the center of my life has provided me with outstanding wisdom, creativity, and favor that has steered me towards unfathomable success. And I have proof that when you trust God, when you allow God to be part of your establishment, of course we may make plans as people for the year, but just make sure that in all the plans that you make, in all the things you do, the voice of God is embedded in all those things. So for me, 2023 has been that. It has been my God first moment, and my God first moment has not let me down. It was full of glory after glory after glory after glory, victory after victory after victory after victory. And that's the kind of life that is worth living. I'm so happy when I'm saying this. And I want to encourage you as well that in this year 2024, make God the center of everything that you do, and you'll see really, really, really crazy things happening in your life. Some of the things that God has done for me in 2023, I do not even know how to explain them to people, because they're beyond ordinary. They're supernatural. They're crazy. You cannot even explain them. You cannot even quantify them. And for me, that's one of the lessons that I learned in 2023. That when you put God first, God makes your life a case study. Your life becomes something that shocks people. People start to wonder, how did you do that? Things that are hard for other people, they become easy for you when you put God first. By the way, when I say putting God first, I'm not talking about being part of a cult. I'm not talking about being part of a bandwagon. Because in today's world, there are people who think they're following God when in actual fact they're far from God. They're just in a group of people who are just following something else but not God. So in this year 2024, 4, make sure that you introspect your life and you try to invite God into your life. If maybe you are walking in some path that you thought of as following God when in actual fact it's far from God, sit down, reflect, and try to look for God and try to make God the center of your life. Now, I'm going to share with you the bonus lesson of the things or the lessons that I've drawn in the year 2023. My amazing futurists. In 2023, I learned that we need to do the things we love. We need to do things that excite us. We need to do things that while we are doing them, we are having fun at the same time. And for me, in 2023, I allowed myself to engage in activities that bring me joy and fulfillment. And that was a pivotal lesson that I took from 2023 because I pursued my passions and they have led me to unexpected opportunities, connections, and even personal growth that I cannot describe. So when you embrace your instinctual talents or innate abilities, God-given gifts, and even hobbies, they can pave a way for remarkable experiences and success in your life. And that's what I did. The scientist in me, the innovator in me, wanted to explore innovations, wanted to explore the science of creating and building things beyond what I'm used to. And I've seen it coming for me in handy. I've seen it bringing a phenomenal impact in my life. So, amazing people, as we step into 2024, I want us to leverage these reflections that I just shared with you. I want us to embrace the lessons that we have learned in 2023 to shape a future that's brimming with growth, to shape a future that's brimming with purpose, to shape a future that's brimming with authenticity. Remember that the choices that we make today or the decisions that we make today, they define our tomorrow. That is why people usually say that first we make decisions and then those decisions later they make us. With all that, I just want to thank you so much, amazing people, for tuning into the first ever episode of Futurist Podcast. This episode was made possible by our sponsor, Magic Mind. These are the creators of brain boosters and efficiency and productivity medications. Remember that your mind is a powerful tool. Take care of it with Magic Mind. Until next time, this is your friend Lesego Montsho, the visionary of all time. I'm signing off.